G'day, Keithy here. Thanks for joining me again. What a long time between drinks. I think it's actually been about 6 or 7 weeks since you guys last saw me. Got a perfectly good excuse for that. I hope you accept the excuse, and I hope you stick around and see what we've got to talk about today. Got a few things on the list. I'm going to talk about health. That's one of the major things and one of the major reasons why you guys haven't seen me for a little while. Talk about this thing here, what's going on with that, and also just a general update on what's happening with the channel. So stick around. Well, we couldn't go without checking this out.
You're staring at the tyres now.
G'day, Keithy here.
G'day, Keithy here. G'day, Keithy here.
Alright, so I guess the first thing you guys are probably interested in hearing about, maybe not, is the health thing, the brain tumour thing. So I've got to apologise if you're sort of new here and haven't seen too many of my videos. I had to pull up from what I was doing for a little bit because of health issues. So I ended up getting a brain tumour, and it's actually in the left side, not in the right side. And it was category 3 brain tumour, glioma. Not a good thing, and that's been giving me a little bit of grief lately. So that's why you haven't seen me for about 7 weeks. I've actually been pretty sick with the treatment that I'm on. If any of you guys are following me, I'll put a video up here somewhere of some of the videos that I've put up so far about the cancer, the tumour stuff. So you can go back and have a look through the original stuff. I even did a video up when I was still in hospital, just after I had my treatment. So you can sort of see the development along the way with how this has affected me. But yeah, no, I'm in a new stage now. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that. So I've talked about grades and whatnot of the brain tumours before. I'm a grade 3 glioma here. And I'm at just over 6 months since I had it, 90% of it removed from my head. So I had surgery to get that done. You've probably seen this before, but that is what it looks like. So I've got some on this side too. Goes all the way around. It's a little bit obnoxious to look at. Try living with it. Things are getting better there, obviously. I mean, the hair growth, that's probably not going to be a thing. I've been told that I might not even get hair growing back there once I've finished all of this treatment. So if you've been watching for a while, you would understand that I did a lengthy amount of time of rehab. I did chemo and radiation together for the first couple of months. And then they gave me a month off, and then they began me on a new treatment, which is just chemo on its own. So no radiation at the moment, just chemo. But the chemo that I'm doing now is a lot stronger than what I was on when I was doing the radiation at the same time. So it's actually 3 times stronger than what I was doing before. So it has taken its toll on me, which is why you haven't seen a video for some time, because the last month or two I have been on treatment. I'm about to start the 3rd round of that now, and that's going to go right for the rest of this year and halfway into next year by the sounds. So yay for that, being crook for quite some time. I was sick for about 6 or 7 weeks, which is why you didn't see me, obviously. I got on every now and then, I replied a few comments and whatnot. I actually made an attempt at doing a video up, but I just didn't have the energy for it. I couldn't do it, couldn't finish it. So I've left that for a little bit. I've had about a month and a half off. And here we are. I'm actually feeling really good. I've been good for about 3 or 4 days now, so fingers crossed it stays that way. Yeah, so I'm on the chemo alone now. It's a lot stronger, and as a result of that, it actually makes me feel a lot more sick while I'm on it. But there's also things that I can take with this that'll prevent too much of that after effect. So that's why I'm able to talk to you now. I'm having a good day. So thought I'd get this video up for you and talk a little bit more about what's going on with the channel. So yeah, like I mentioned before, chemo is going to go on for a long time. It's probably going to be a 12-month hit. It's hard. It means I'm not at work. I haven't been at work since November last year, for those watching at home. And that's really hard too. And then, I mean, there's other things that come with that as well. I've already done a video on the salary continuance insurance, so that's what's paying me at the moment. And I can tell you now, I highly do not recommend that. They're a bunch of arseholes, and that's putting it lightly, to work with. They don't want to pay you, and they're going to give you any excuse they can to try and avoid paying you what you're entitled to get. I'm going to do another video on that one because it's really important to me, and I think for someone else going through this, you don't deserve to be treated like dirt, which is what I'm being treated like through them. So I'll talk about that on another video. It's a very passionate topic for me, and I'm still fighting some things in there yet, so I'll get down to that with you in another video. But yeah, hopefully you're not having to go through this at the moment. I definitely highly don't recommend. So what else is going on? Well, I've got my license back, which means I can drive again. Yes, thank you very much. So 6 months, the surgeons, the doctors told me that they didn't take my license, but they said I'm not allowed to drive for 6 months. Well, that 6 month period since the surgery is done. I'm able to drive again now, and that's fantastic because I can go pick my daughter up from school. I can take myself around. I'm not dependent on other people, which is absolutely fantastic. It means I'm using my own fuel as well. This poor thing has been sidelined for a fair while throughout this treatment because obviously I'm not driving it. And my partner was driving it for a fair bit, but that stopped. So there's been 2 or 3 months where this thing has just been sitting idle doing nothing, and I think it's time to get out and start driving it again. So what are we going to do? Well, I've got some things that I need to do on this, and hopefully I can do a video. I can't do lots and lots of work because I still am quite physically unfit. This treatment is taking it out on me, so I'm not able to do what I'm normally able to do. I don't have strength or anything like that. I've mentioned that in other videos before, but I've got a coolant. Oh, it's actually not a coolant leak. It's some kind of fluid leak. It's a red fluid, so it's either transmission fluid or power steering, one of the two. So I've got to get into that. I've got to have a look, and if that's something that I can do, I'll film that, show you what that's all about. If you've got any ideas, you might have seen that short that I did recently with the towels on the ground there. That was to do with this. So it's a very small leak, but it's still a leak nonetheless, and I've got to get onto that, got to sort that out, because I don't like driving around with leaks, especially if it's coolant or transmission fluid. The last thing I want is to kill the transmission in this thing. That's an expense I don't want to have to go through right now. So that's something I want to do. I'm going to give this car a wash. You don't need to see that. I'm sure you've seen it before. Take it for a drive, go do a little bit of 4-wheel drive, and go do something with the 4-wheel drive club. Roving around 4-wheel drive club. This is the latest shirt, by the way. Quite a nice shirt, Cape York one, I believe, from the trip that I did this time last year, which you guys haven't seen a lot about, which I'll get to that too. I'm actually planning on getting that video up in the next month or two. Good things take time, but I've actually been able to recover some of the footage from the Cape York trip, so I can start editing what I've got of that and hopefully put that up for you soon. I know it's a year old now, but better late than never, isn't that right? What else have I got to do on this thing? Well, it needs a clean up. I've already talked about that. So it's been sitting catching dust for quite some time, so I'll give it a bit of a birthday and we'll take it from there. So another thing I'm really looking forward to doing is actually a video on the tyre pressure monitoring system on this thing. I've had a lot of people messaging me asking for advice on how to set it up, and when you rotate what you do, because the manual that actually came with that is pretty blasé on how to do things like that, and I've done it a lot of times now. What I say, I've got it's over 80,000 Ks on these tyres now, and they still looking pretty good, as you can see there. So hopefully that's an easy one that I can do, and I might do that soon. It's just a quick video on how to set up all the tyre pressure monitoring system, how to use it, how to adjust it when you've rotated your tyres and whatnot. Something that's just not properly written down in the little book that comes with it when you put those tyre pressure monitoring systems together. So touching on this health stuff again, on the brain tumour stuff, just before I let you go, this is what's been keeping me from sending these videos out. I wanted to say thank you to a lot of you, majority of you who have sent me messages on Chilling with Keithy on Facebook. If you go up there, you can get to that. Plenty of well wishes. A lot of people understand what I'm going through, and I really appreciate the patience that you guys have had over sort of the last 6 or 7 months, let's be honest here, with the treatment that I'm going through with this brain tumour. This is a big thing, and while I can talk to you properly and normally again now, it wasn't the case 6 or 7 months ago. It just shows the development and how things are coming along, and how the pathways in my brain are coming back together, given that I had that much of my brain taken out, quite a lot. It's amazing. The human body is an amazing thing, but thank you so much to everybody who sent well wishes and thank you messages, and just said g'day to me generally over the last 6 or 7 months. I really do appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Every one of you coming here now saying g'day, throwing up the thumbs, and subscribing and all that kind of stuff. You guys are helping me out no end, and I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate all of the conversations that I've had with everyone for the last 7 months. It's helped me get through this treatment. It really has. As you see in my videos, I spend most of the time on my own. That is the case with me. When I don't have my daughter, I am on my own. So it's great to be able to have these conversations with you guys, especially through a rough time. Just getting through this means a lot to me. And being able to get a video back up for you guys now is a big thing for me, because I'm not sick for once. Hopefully I can get back to the weekly videos, so I'm going to aim for that. Even if I can get one a fortnight, I'll be happy with that, and I'm sure you guys will be happy to see me again, just like I'm happy to see you guys here right now. So thanks once again. I'll leave you with it. Thanks again. Don't forget thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Keeps me going, and I'll see you next time, hopefully in a week's time. Take care, and I'll see you then.